Well, hello everybody and welcome to Carmel, California. Today we're at the beautiful Carmel Mission Inn on the last day of my 2019 Spring Big Sur workshop. I'm here today with my friend and colleague and co-instructor on this workshop, Pierre Steenberg.
How are you today?
Good. And Pierre, before we introduce you, I just want to get an announcement out because we just posted 2 new workshops yesterday that involve Big Sur that I'm really excited about. And the first one's going to be coming up November 11th through the 14th of 2019 this year. And I've for years just wanted to try doing a fall workshop and take advantage of the beautiful fall color we get down the coastline, especially around Andrew Malero State Park and through Big Sur itself where the Big Sur River goes. And I'm really excited about this workshop because not only are we going to get fall color, we are also getting into the window when the Pfeiffer Art Shaft of Light will happen. I've timed it around the full moon, so we're going to have a couple of beautiful moon sets for people. It's just going to be really exciting, and I can't wait for it. The next one I added was this spring, Big Sur for 2020, and the dates on that are going to be April 7th through 10th, 2020. I know that's over a year away, but it's exciting. We're coming into our last day. We've dodged a few raindrops, but honestly, when the weather goes bad, I think it gets very exciting out here because we just get a dramatic sky.
It was wonderful. Blue skies just kill you, they're boring. This was a lot of definition, storm clouds coming in. It was just wonderful.
Yeah, we had a fantastic sunrise this morning out near Point Sur Light Station. And we do have a storm bearing down on us this afternoon, but we're going to flip up. This is what we call Point Lobos Day, and it's where we go into just the crown jewel of the California State Park System, Point Lobos State Reserve, and just had a phenomenal shoot in there this morning, up through the old growth cypress trees, 350-year-old trees. We have up Pinnacle Point, which is the far north end of the reserve, the red algae that's formed on these trees. And I know people are chomping at the bit to get back in there, and we're going to split the group up. Some of them are going to go to the north, some of them will come down to the south, and then we're going to come in and do our final class image review session and wrap up the workshop and let the rain hit. And we've had a great workshop.
The color of the water was just awesome today. Early this morning, it just this turquoise. You get this white foam, and in between this turquoise almost iridescent shining. It was just beautiful. I loved it.
So we would love to have you come along. I haven't even asked Pierre if you can be with me next spring. We'll check that out. Hopefully he can. He's going to have to look at his schedule. It just got scheduled yesterday. So with trying to do the workshops, we've got a lot on. But what I would really love to do, first of all, is because you work not only this workshop with me, we've been working together, remind me, how many years now? It's
probably been about 8 or so. Yeah,
running workshops. And Pierre and I co-teach a workshop out in Africa that I'm going to let Pierre speak to this August. But first of all, can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, Pierre, how you got into photography, how we met?
Sure. My dad came home one day. Behind his back, he had an old screw mount Ryko camera that took Pentax lenses. He said, are you interested? Do you want this thing? I said, sure. My dad pulled it away as I was about to take it, and he said, no, you don't understand. You can only have this camera if you agree to take classes. Well, that was a great thing because I had to master the manual exposure, I mean, everything. The word automatic didn't exist for that camera. And so it gave me a really good foundation early on at the start to understand the dynamics of photography. I was in early high school and just never stopped. I've been doing commercial photography, sports photography, name it in between. And it's been a lifelong passion for me. I'm really passionate about photography. It's not just something I do. It's something I deeply care about and absolutely love to do. I lived in a town nearby here where Don lives as well, and that's where we met. We started shooting together, scouting workshops actually. And then later on, when Don got more into landscape photography workshops, I then joined him as a co-instructor as well. So I'm excited about this workshop in Africa as well. I grew up there. I lived there for 30 years. I know the place well, and it's just a joy to take fellow travelers to explore nature and its beauty in Africa. It's just different, especially with animals.
It's a different spot, and I'm just looking down here. We have that workshop scheduled for August 22nd to 31st. It is going to start in Victoria Falls, and then we're going to cross in Zimbabwe, and then we're going to cross over into Botswana. And that's really what I'd like to talk to you about, because as Pierre said, he's a native of South Africa. We also have another gentleman who's been a lifelong friend of Pierre's, Henning de Beer, who still lives in South Africa and is a wildlife expert. And Henning's along on the trip and has actually helped us put this trip together. We're really excited, but I'm going to turn it over to you to kind of tell people. By the way, before we get going, because I may forget, we only have 2 spots available, and you can go to my website, click on the workshop link, the info's up here on the screen, and send me an email. Also, my email's there, and we'll definitely get you the information out, but only 2 spots left, so don't hesitate. Once they're gone, we can only take 12. So Pierre, start us out. We're going to start out in Zimbabwe August 22nd. That's when the workshop begins. And kind of walk us through how this workshop's going to be, because you know, I kind of forgot about the logistics when we were setting it up, and I've been hearing Pierre talk to others in the car. We have a participant on this workshop who's joining us, and I'm just getting excited hearing you talk about it again.
Yeah. We're going to start off at Victoria Falls with an orientation meeting just to get the lay of the land and share with everybody how the workshop's going to work. Victoria Falls is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is spectacular. I've been there many times. Love the place. There's so much mist because of this enormous waterfall that there's actually a rainforest that you don't even have to photograph the waterfall if you don't want to, because there's this rainforest. There's animals, baboons, monkeys and things right in this rainforest. And of course then there's Victoria Falls itself. But what's also exciting is that we actually have access to an elephant hide. I mean, this thing is underground, it's a bunker, and you're literally this high off the ground, right at the elephant's feet, shooting up at them with wide-angle lenses and just making them look gigantic and real personal up close with them. So that's something I really look forward to as well. Then there's also a bird hide, where we have access to some of the African birds. We'll be shooting them from the bird hide, and we will split up 6 in each of these hides, and that's going to be really nice. As a little bonus, we're throwing in a few extra things, little touristy things. Just you know, you're so jet lagged and tired, you don't want to go. You want to just relax, get into the scene, into the flavor of the country, get to know people, to save you energy, but also to acclimatize. So we've actually scheduled a Boma lunch, where they will have African dancing, and it's just a wonderful experience. You have to see these guys in rhythm to really get the full experience. So we look forward to that as well. And then one of the nights we'll be going on the Zambezi River above the Victoria Falls on a sunset cruise.
This is what I didn't know we were doing, and I heard you talking about this yesterday and got so excited, so tell us more.
Right. So obviously there will be more people than just us on the sunset cruise. It is a little bit of a touristy thing, but you're going to get fantastic light. The African sun there, when it sets, leaves a very nice orange glow that is beautiful with the mist, the trees, and of course, depending on how close we get to the shore, we may even get some animals as well. So it's a typical sundowner cruise. It's not just photography oriented. In fact, it's not. It's more touristy. But of course we are there 3 days, and so this will just take up 1 night. So we're mixing in a true African experience with photography.
Great. Now, this kind of, for you and I, sort of concludes the landscape portion of the workshop. Last year we held a workshop in Namibia where we went about 80% landscape, which is perfect for Namibia. It's just such a beautiful country. And we did the safari portion on the front end. But a lot of our guests, and I get it, if you're coming all the way over to Africa, you're going to travel all that way. Primarily, you want to do the wildlife. So let's talk about what we have in store for the wildlife for the rest of the workshop.
Sure. Our participants in Namibia just absolutely loved it. But of course, those that haven't seen it, they want to see animals. That's what Africa is known for. So we've switched it out. And so this trip, we're just spending 3 days at Victoria Falls. But as I say, even that, we'll be in the hide shooting elephants and animals and stuff as well. But from there, we're doing about a 16-mile drive, crossing the border into Botswana. Botswana, just last few months, has been ranked the #1 country in the world for safari. So we look really forward to that. It's going to be an amazing experience. We're going to go to Chobe, and this is going to be a treat, Don. I'm so excited. We have boats specifically designed for photographers.
Yeah.
Each guy's on his own swivel chair, and you can go right around, nobody next to you. You have an arm coming up with an Arca Swiss bracket. You lock your camera right on it. You don't need any special equipment, nothing. You're good to go, and you can shoot both sides, and we'll be eye level on the river with the elephants crossing the river, these animals coming to the water to drink. It's going to be an amazing experience.
It's amazing, and as you said, the key is we're on the river and the animals come to us, and we're with professional guides all the way through there, and they can just get us in for some fantastic shots. Now, there's also a little bit of a plane hop that we have to do. This is included in the price of the workshop. Yes. And can you talk to us about that and where we're going?
Sure. Once we're done with Chobe, we're flying to a place called Savuti. It is literally in the middle of nowhere in terms of people, in terms of towns and stuff, but it is in the jewel of wild. I mean, it's just wild. Other than this camp, it's untouched, it's unspoiled. And there's this river right at the edge of the camp. It's a beautiful camp. So we're taking a charter flight just for our group. They're flying us right there to Savuti. We're going to spend some time there, I think 2 days or so, shooting wildlife there as well. There we will go with open 4x4 specially equipped game vehicles. But there's also, both at Chobe as well as here, what is known in Africa as Makoro. And Makoro boats are basically dug out tree logs, and you have a guy standing in the back with a long pole just pushing you along. So it's dead silent. There's no engine, there's no motor. You can go in all these arteries, close up to birds, wildlife. Just a spectacular experience. You're literally out in nature with not a sound, just drifting on the water. And so there's a whole variety of photography we can do as well. In fact, our hotel rooms actually look out on the water, and you can actually shoot from your hotel room. You don't even have to go out if you don't want to. Elephants come right up to the actual room, so it is fantastic.
Yeah, you can see why we're really, really excited. Yeah. And anything more?
Well, once that's done, the plane will come back, pick us up. We will fly to Maun in Botswana, a larger town in the north, and that's where the workshop ends. We will have people there on time on the 31st to get their flights out to Johannesburg or wherever they're flying to.
Yeah. So if you're interested in joining us, and again, I'm so excited. This is going to be, again, August 22nd through 31st. So send me an email, don@donsmithphotography.com. Pierre, give us your email.
Mine is simply my first name, Pierre, P-I-E-R-R-E, at my last name, Steenberg.us. Pierre at Steenberg.us.
And I have them both up on the screen. And when you get a hold of me, my travel schedule has been so crazy. You're going to get a hold of my wife, Barry. I'm excited because she's actually going to become full-time in the business with me starting this June when we take off and go to New Zealand. And then that's it. She's going to be working with me, and it's going to be her and I. I'm just so fortunate to have an instructor of Pierre's capabilities, number one, his knowledge, but as he said, his passion. And that's really the thing I look for instructors, how they treat people also. And but the passion just bubbles out. I've been kind of battling a cold here since I got back from Nashville. I've been on a little low energy run, but Pierre has just been keeping me up at high energy. And so we hope you can join us. It's going to be a fantastic workshop. Check out the other couple of workshops that I offer coming up this year in the fall for Big Sur and next spring. And also, just, you know, if you just go to my workshop page, everything current is there. So Pierre, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to sit down and letting the people get to know a little bit about you and a lot about what we're going to be doing in Africa. I can't wait to get there this August. It's going to be just fantastic. So we have to wrap it up because we're going to meet our students and we're going to go back into Point Lobos for another shoot. And then as the rain moves in, we're going to go ahead and do our class sessions and then wrap this workshop up. And I guess I'll be off to Arizona on Sunday. And I know you're a very busy man too, and a lot of travel coming up for you. So until next time, from Carmel, California, take care.
Bye-bye.